The next one here to do is the MS-20, and again you can really simply just pull that up. Again, I would usually suggest slightly less than 90 degrees to give it more strength. The more extreme you push it, the more bend it, the more there is a chance of anything breaking, and obviously we really want to avoid that. I kind of like the way that kind of the set is slightly kind of more dynamic like that. It gives you a feel of more perspective. I think that's kind of cool, if that makes sense. So you got a kind of a little bit more of a perspective when you're looking in there. Gives it more space. The final thing here is the speaker cabinet, which again you just push in. Now the best thing to do here is actually to hold the whole thing up and put it up like this. Now you'll notice at the bottom here you've got a little piece that will drop down at the bottom. That's to hold the speaker in. So you're pulling this all the way up. Again, and when I say all the way up, about just less than 90 degrees. These little parts here will help cradle the speaker. So I find it probably best to, you can do it however you want really, but you can see there's two joints in them, and I think probably the best thing to do is to do the outside one first if you've got needle nose pliers, if that makes sense. I found that a little less troublesome, but again, you know, you guys will know what you know what you're doing, so you can do that. Again, just turn it in, and again I'll mention probably slightly less than 90 degrees is always good, because there'll be less of a chance of snapping anything. And I would definitely use a set of pliers and be very kind of like methodical with these. You don't need to, they're just going to cradle the little speaker in here, so they don't need to be kind of like perfectly set. And you can see the bottom one there is sticking out. You can see these two. Let me just see if you can see that. So you can see those two are hooked around. Again, just everything's just less than 90 degrees there. The bottom one here is still out, so I'm going to do the same to that, and turn it up once, and come to that, and there we go. And you can fiddle with it at the top there. So there you have it. You have all three. Is the best way to show you that? You have all three little holders turned around there, and again, if you keep everything just under 90 degrees, you won't have anything snap off or any little accidents happening. And there you have it. There you have Tara's little stage set, and that's kind of half completed. Here's the circuit board. Just in the wrapping, underneath the wrapping of the circuit board, you'll find a little piece of double-sided, highly adhesive, kind of tapey sponge stuff, scotch, whatever. You're going to use this to apply the circuit board. So the circuit board is on a piece of card. Most of it will come off really easily. The best way of getting it off is actually by using a hairdryer, because it's got some quite strong glue on it. So to keep it onto the card itself, depending on, you know, if you're in the deep south like I am, it'll probably already be quite hot. That's the deep south of the USA, not the deep south of the UK on account of it just being wet and cold. So this is actually peeling off quite easily for me now, as you can see, and shouldn't have too many problems. So I'm going to continue just by carefully picking each element off, which is fairly easy to do. The hardest thing to get off is probably going to be the actual circuit board. Now there might be a situation where you want to heat that up a little bit with a hairdryer just for a few minutes. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and do that with this, so that it comes off a lot more easily. It'll just soften up the glue really soft, and you'll be able to put it off quite easily. So give me a second, I'm going to do that. Okay, so I've just warmed up the card quite a lot with a hairdryer and been able to peel off fairly easily now the circuit. Now that actually leaves you with a circuit with a fair bit of glue on the back, so there's a very good opportunity of using that very tacky glue to stick on the right on the back of the, oops, let's get rid of that, right on the back of the MS-20. So your MS-20, which is upright here, actually just let everything kind of fall to the bottom, and this quite easily will stick on the back. And as you can probably see, this has been designed to fit pretty much perfectly. Just making sure that you're not trapping any wires. And there's also a little bit of plastic, a very small piece of clear plastic right at the top there, which you may be able to see, which you pull out eventually to let the final battery connect and make the circuit usable. So you don't want that to be stuck in. So just line it up with the bottom if you can. Obviously you'll probably want to be as accurate as you can, as I'm attempting to be in front of camera, and just gently press it in. I actually think that pressing, probably the safest thing to do is press in the buttons rather than start squeezing, press in the batteries rather than start squeezing the circuit too hard. I think that's a pretty firm connection there. The speaker here, just as you'll be able to see, just very simply slots into place into the speaker circuit. You can move it around to get the wires wherever you want, and so forth. So that's just really simply just slots in there and holds in nicely.